That if you do something that means a lot to you, that the power of cinema will translate, that feeling you're investing in, even if you're just filming this coffee cup, but this coffee cup means a lot to me because, that will, through the power of cinema alone, can have that potential to communicate something on some other level. So I take something in boyhood, like, a kid staring at a decomposing bird. I did that, I remember it, but will that mean anything to anybody else? And I don't have to think too much about that. I go, it will.
Richard Linklater has always been known by many as the slice-of-life filmmaker, the man who writes and directs those movies where nothing happens, and yet so many of them are beloved by a sizable audience regardless. But why? It's because Linklater, no matter the concept, medium, or plot of his stories, makes the true focus of his films the characters. Those characters, which are the focus of every scene, every shot, every frame, are what make his films so real, so personal. It's a notion that reinforces his statement from before, making films for you. It's by doing this, by taking the mundane moments of his life that we have all experienced one way or another, that the emptiness we all occasionally feel, and the hope we all feel on the other end of that spectrum, that makes his work so substantial. When we relate to characters, we feel far more connected to both them and the piece of media we're consuming, which in turn allows for us to feel a sense of substance from it. Each actor that Linklater directs gives a realistic, subdued performance, whether it be a more comedic situation like Jack Black in School of Rock, or in a more serious one like Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy in the third act of Before Midnight. This allows for weight to be added to all scenes in his films. The way he directs his cast leads to believable performances that invest us on a more emotional level. When that is paired with similarly microcosmic dialogue, words that feel as if they really are coming from the mouth of you, or somebody you might know, saying things that everybody has experienced in some form of way, it creates a tone and atmosphere that is difficult to match in terms of its realism. His dialogue is written with intentional flaws that feel as if it's impossible to manufacture them.
You gotta do what Randall Pink Floyd wants to do, man. And let me tell you this, the older you do get, the more rules are gonna try to get you to follow. You just gotta keep living, man. Livin.
With laughter and informalities and glimmers of vulnerability through stuttering and pausing, you cannot help but feel as if you know all of Linklater's characters. To reinforce this, his films are full of close-up shots of characters' faces, lingering on their expressions and their reactions because that's what matters above all else. Their expressions and interactions with one another are the very thing that drive the plots forward in his films. Rarely is it actually a specific plot point or situational moment that does this. It's always the actions of a character or a conversation they have had instead. Much like real life, what drives everything forward are our own actions and the consequences of them rather than anything else. That is the beauty of Linklater's work as a director and writer. He directs his actors tenderly. He creates naturalistic atmospheres through close-ups and long takes to immerse us without taking us out of the scenes by reminding us that we're watching a film. Ironically, the beauty of so many other films and other respective filmmakers is that they experiment with unique shot types and outstanding scores, yet Linklater's beauty comes from a lack of that.
Like real human moments. I want to see you.
I'm not in an objective, rational world.
He chooses subtle scoring, subtle camera movements, and directs his cast to perform with subtlety all the same. Some may view his work as being nothing special, nothing outstanding when it comes to camera work and cinematography, to directing and music. But Linklater's true talent is exactly that. Despite it seeming as if he doesn't do anything to break the mold, he breaks the mold by taking what many see as nothing and transforming it into something.